Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to AIWF Ringside Wrestling. It is 7 o'clock on the East Coast on August 8th, 2022, one night before my birthday. I'll be 23 years old tomorrow. And if you believe that, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona. From my front porch, you can see the sea. And if you have that, I'll throw the Golden Gate in free. So anyway, it's good to have you along, ladies and gentlemen, for this week's edition of AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Got a lot to talk about. Oh, and I want to show you something, but I stopped clicking crazy. Look at this. Look at this shirt I got. Look at this shirt. Look at that. That's Bob Caudle. What y'all think about that? Bob Caudle. I know you can't see it on podcasting, but yeah, I got this show from the good folks at Starcast for Ric Flair's last match. So there's just my Bob Caudle shirt that says on here, can't see. Hi, wrestling fans. Isn't that great? It's like the greatest t-shirt ever. How about that, Rick Diesel? You like my Bob Caudle t-shirt? I just got that in the mail today. You're muted, sir. Rick Diesel, you're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Yeah, still showing muted. There we go.
That better?
Yes, that's entirely better.
Yeah.
We can hear you loud and clear now.
No, I sat up here watching it rain like crazy at Surry County Fair, man.
Oh, wow.
It literally started about the time you went on the air.
Really? Yeah, we had the bottom drop out down here about an hour ago, but now it's cleared off and the sun's shining. But it
went through pretty quick. I mean, honestly, it's already starting to clear up a little bit, but I swear to God, there's a river running down the road here in front of the rides and the trailers and stuff.
And it's
I see 2 or 3 wet crack whores.
Let's see. Reagan, I don't see you. The only thing I see is the annoying koala. So let me know if that's you. Huh? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, look at that. A river runs through it. So
you see the river?
Yeah, I do.
That's the driveway.
Annoying koala. I gotta find
That's
out.
Okay. They broke out the towels. They're going to dry off all the crack whores, and they're gonna put them right back on the ride as soon as this rain stops.
Oh my. So it looks like Brian and Reagan are gonna join us. They're listed as the annoying koala. So I didn't know whether it's if it was some kind of a psycho or something on there that I didn't need to let in. If it is, I'll remove them. But let's see who this is. The annoying koala. I've never known a koala to be annoying, but yep, that is Brian.
But that's because I'm deaf.
That is Brian Danzig right there. Okay, so we got Brian Danzig here, going as his alias, the annoying koala. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Those 3 little.
All right, so so it's
rename.
So it is it's $40 a carload night at the fair tonight. Is that correct?
And there are carloads here, buddy. And the best thing is they're all like packed up under the tents and stuff right now, waiting for the rain to go away, which is, it won't be long. It's already clearing up a little bit out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Can you guys see the slideshow?
Yes.
Okay, good. A lot of times I don't know whether this thing is doing right or not. So anyway, all right.
Hey, slow that golf cart down, son. 5 miles an hour.
Tell Doug to slow down. All right, let's see here. So real quick, let's go into it. We're putting the headlock on high advertising prices here at AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Of course, for $10 a month, you can get a 30-second to 1 minute read on the program every week, which we will demonstrate shortly. If you want a video commercial, we can do that for $30 a month or $10 a month for the audio.
Yeah.
You can do it on a weekly basis for $6 as well, or $20 a week for the video commercial, but we recommend the $10 a month campaign. It's very affordable. And not only do we appear here live on every Monday night at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live,
Yeah, they're all filing out now. Boy.
we also archive the program on YouTube at the AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel, as well as all your favorite podcasting platforms, including the AIWF's Roku channel, which mysteriously enough has not had any new action on it lately. Commissioner Smiling Diamond Dave has joined us as well. Good evening, Commissioner.
Good evening, Matt. How y'all doing tonight?
I am fine as frog hair. I got to show you because I'm fine as frog hair. Rick Diesel's at the Surry County Fairgrounds. He just experienced a frog strangler. So it's a froggy Monday night. But Brian, Dave, I got to show you my new T-shirt that just came in the mail this week. Look at this.
A bunch of cowards, Matt. One streak of lightning goes across the sky. And everybody wants to get off the Ferris wheel. Don't understand why.
I can't imagine why. Look at that, Bob Cottle. Hi, wrestling fans. You gotta love that T-shirt. Is that the
I like that.
one of the
I do
great?
too.
I got two more, and thanks to the people at StarCast, I got a great deal on this one. One that says Jim Crockett Promotions, and another one that's got Tony Schiavone and David Crockett on it from looks like 1987 at the old TBS studios. So I got very lucky with that. So real happy repping the old school Carolinas wrestling. But anyway, so let's keep it moving. Rick Diesel, I don't know if you've got the cell phone with you tonight, but if you do,
I do not.
you do not. Okay.
I tell everybody to skip that tonight, man. Next week. We'll be
All
back
right.
in business next week.
All right, this young man
We've
right
got
here.
Kid and Play on there for.
This young man's name is Jaden. He is from Danville, Virginia, and he became a senior at the high school there in Danville today. This is his first day of school as a senior. Now, his mom and dad are Juan and Keisha Hunter, of course, of Danville as well. And I have to give this young man credit, him and his pop, Juan. I had not watched wrestling. I'd kind of been out of it for a couple of years back in 2010 when they asked me to help them find good seats to a WWE show in Roanoke, Virginia. And we went up there on a Saturday night for a live event when he was just a little fella. And he was so excited. I don't guess he was, gosh, he was probably just maybe 6 or 7 years old at the time. And we just had the best time. And that reignited my love of wrestling that night. When me sitting there with Juan and Jaden there, and Jaden is all grown up now. I took a picture of him. I had him picked up like this, with his WWE gear on, standing in front of the ring. But there's no way I could pick him up now. If I did, I'd throw out my back and be in traction for a week. So I just wanted to say congratulations, Jaden, on becoming a senior in high school. And maybe before too long, me and your dad can get back together and go to another live wrestling show. Of course, you guys are always welcome to come down to Mount Airy on a Saturday night and check out AIWF Mid-Atlantic. But anyway, happy first day as a senior, Jaden. Congratulations, sir.
Yes, congratulations.
Growing like a weed, man. I'm telling you, like when his mother put out that was clipped from a video his mother took of him coming back in from school today. And I just like, Lord have mercy, he's gotten so big. Where is the time gone? And she's like, I don't know, Matt. I can't understand it. And it's the unrelenting march of time, man. It waits for none of us. That's for sure.
It sure doesn't.
Brian, I can remember your when your kids were about 2 feet tall, and then I saw them Saturday and I was just like, wow. Okay.
Yeah. They're almost as big as me. They're only 13 and they're almost as tall as me now. So they could probably already take me now if they team up, but if they get another foot or so on me, they could take me one-on-one.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, mercy. All right. So this is our first ad of the night. It's brought to us by referee Bill Pauley. And he says the reason he is sponsoring this company is because he's disabled. He was told his whole life he couldn't do things. Now he still has his learning disabilities since he was a kid. his dream was to be in the wrestling business. 14 years. He says, I've done everything in the wrestling business. Now I'm starting over as a referee to show my son that is disabled and others who are disabled as well, that they can live their dreams, whatever it may be. And in association with that, we are plugging this website. It's arcnc.org. It's arcnc.org. And they offer assistance for disabled persons around the state. So if you know someone that's disabled, or you yourself are disabled and need some assistance in any shape, form, or fashion, be it education, job placement, anything like that, please reach out to these folks. They are there to help. It's arcnc.org. That website, one more time, arcnc.org. arcnc.org. I know that was twice, but anyway, that's an important website, so I want to make sure everybody gets it there. Don't forget, the AIWF is also on Instagram. All you have to do is search AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. We took a few pictures at the fair and only found 3 of them to share with you. And I'll just say the Fighters Club was successful this weekend, Brian, but they also had a really hard time. One young fan got the better of Jack in the front row, did she not?
She certainly did. She had the moment of the night.
Yeah, she whacked him over the head with I don't know, it was some sort of inflatable. It looked like she had won, but her small stature did not intimidate. It caused her to be intimidated by the Fighters Club one little bit, and Clara took exception to the remark that I said we may have found her next challenger for the Mid-Atlantic Women's Championship. She didn't like that at all.
I would be scared if I were her too. She took out that little girl took out Jack like that, then she wouldn't stand a chance.
I know it. I'd like it. That's one of the loudest eruptions of cheers or pops, as it were, that I've ever heard in that building that night. So that was absolutely incredible. But we loved it. So all of us were at the fair this past Saturday night. Rick Diesel's there tonight, the $40 a car load, and I wish you could have got some video of people running in terror from the Ferris wheel. That would have been a lot of fun. Although I don't know that Doug would have appreciated us putting that on the
Yeah, they're thinning out a little bit now, man.
Yeah, is it
I
still?
don't know if they're going to the cars and planning on coming back, or if they're going to the cars and planning on coming home. But they let them back in. They've already paid, so they can go set the car till it quits, then come back in. They'll wipe the seats off for them, or the couple people in front of them will wipe them off. It don't matter.
Yeah, they'll
Little rain never hurt nobody.
No. I did. But anyway, so but yeah, it's $40 car load night. So if you're in Mount Airy and you don't have anything to do, head on over to the fairgrounds. I mean, you can get in for $40. Now the rides are still a separate fee. No,
that $40 up to 8 people gets everybody in and gets you a hand stamp to ride all night.
Oh wow, okay.
Wow.
And they got
a very good deal.
Yeah, that is a good deal. So head on over to the fairgrounds, folks. $40 for a carload up to 8 people, and the rides are included. And so it's 7:14 right now. So you still got about 2.5 hours of the fair being open. I think they close tonight at 10. Is that correct?
11.
So 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Yes, plenty of time. So get on over to the fairgrounds, folks. It's a good time. And the carnival company they brought in this year, there's a lot more stuff there, isn't it, fellas? I mean, I'll let you guys saw it just as well as I did. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot more stuff, and the stuff looked new. It did, a lot of times when you go to a local fair, the stuff looks a little old and rickety. All the stuff looked really nice and really new. And yeah, there was a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, it was.
They just missing the tilt-a-whirl. That's what they're missing.
I knew it.
Oh no, we're gonna tilt the world.
Get over it, Dave.
You're ringing in the background.
A few minutes ago, time marches on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just missing the tilt-a-whirl. Now come on now.
I like the tilt-a-whirl too, but that was our time.
Yeah.
So
Well, they did have that thing that's similar to the tilt-a-whirl, you know, that spins you backwards and goes around in a circle too. I can't remember what it was called, but it's
They
not,
could have gotten one of them big old bears.
yeah.
Well, they
didn't.
didn't spin fast enough. I looked at them, but they didn't spin fast enough for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I get-
Well, we'll have anybody be on the lookout for carnival companies coming to your town, and find Smiling Diamond Dave a tilt-a-whirl and let him know where it's at, and then he might pay for your admission into an AIWF show coming up in the near future. Who knows? Just say,
I'd be happy with the scrambler too. So they missing both of them, but it was a good fire. My granddaughter had a good time. We had a good time. So, you know, it was after the rain, it got pretty warm walking around out there, you know, so.
Hey, slow that thing down out there. Little Mexican kids running around. Look at that. Hey. You're gonna run over somebody. God dang crazy fools in golf carts.
yeah, they're driving around like mad. All right, folks. So I don't know if you've heard, but Jim Crockett Promotions is bringing back Ric Flair's last match. Ric Flair's last match too, one last time again in Nashville, Tennessee. Do not have a date set for this, but Ric Flair is going to go up against Nick Gage in a
Why?
death match.
Now,
What?
man, you sure that ain't a troll?
Are you sure this is real?
I know it's not real. I just wanted to see your faces.
Oh, okay.
Ty
Oh,
Tyson
man.
sent me this about 5 minutes before we went on the show, and I saw it this morning and thought it was hilarious, but I'd forgotten about it. So thank you, Ty Tyson, for sending this over, because I was just trying to think of jokes that I could say with this. And if you're not for those of you listening on podcast, they have remade the poster from Ric Flair's last match and just put Nick Gage in over it, and they're saying it's going to be a death match. You know,
It'd be his last match.
yeah, if Rick doesn't die from injuries sustained in the match, he's liable to die from the apparent Hep C infection that he's going to receive too. So I just like, oh my goodness. But I saw this and I just like, I have got to put this on the show, man, and get a reaction from it. But Ric Flair last match too. So anyway, there you go.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it should be an obvious joke, but it wasn't at the same time. It's like, I'm surprised, but I'm not that surprised.
Well,
That's what we've come to. That's what we've come to.
Well, you know, the reason Ty sent me this is because we had a conversation Saturday and he was like, do you really think it's going to be Flair's last match? And I was like, no, he's appearing in Puerto Rico tonight with Andrade. Now, he didn't wrestle in the match, but he was on the outside and he got in a fight with Carlos Colon. So I'm just like, yeah.
Well, my thing is, as long as it's his last that match, as long as that was his last official match, that's fine.
Mhm.
But
In-ring appearance.
right, exactly. Yeah, if he wants to, be a manager, and walk people out, get into it every once in a while, that's fine. But he needs to no longer appear on a card as wrestling anymore. He's had his last match.
Yeah, he don't need to
And
be in
people
ring
pay-
talent anymore.
No.
And people paid a lot of money to see Ric Flair's last match,
Mhm.
and he doesn't need to pull a Terry Funk and retire for 20 years.
And come back for another one at 97.
Be
Yeah.
sure to join us on pay-per-view this Sunday for the 13th annual Terry Funk Retirement Show.
Forever. I mean, I love Terry Funk, don't get me wrong, but
I do too.
he probably was sincere every time. He probably thought he was going to retire, and then
They kept bringing him back.
right.
Terry
Yeah.
Funk.
They flashed him green bills in front of his eyes there. Made him come back right.
Yeah. And
I'm sure that helped.
there is an old episode of Mid-Atlantic floating around on Peacock somewhere where Terry Funk sends in a video challenging Jimmy Valiant. And he says, Jimmy Valiant, you're from New York City. And I hate New York City because there's something about New York City that I just can't stand. He was like, New York City's the place where the men are men and so are the women. when he said that they went back to
He,
Jimmy
he had
Valiant.
no idea how true that would be someday.
Yeah, I know, right? And Jimmy Valiant just loses his mind, and just starts screaming. And I thought, wow, man, I that right there would have made me beg my dad, like, Daddy, please take me to Greensboro tonight. I've got to see this match. So I know Jimmy Valiant was ready to kill him. Oh goodness. But anyway, so yeah, so we're gonna see. What have we seen Ric Flair's last match, or is he gonna be tempted to get into the ring again? I hope not, gentlemen.
Yeah, me
I
too.
do too.
Yeah, because I
For,
thought,
for his sake and for the people who paid to see his last match.
yeah, but anyway, so moving right along. Advanced tickets are still on sale for AIWF Deal with the Steel coming up on August 20th. That's less than 2 weeks from today at brownpapertickets.com. You can see the information here. And for those of you listening on podcast, just look in the description. I will provide links so you can get them.
I don't think that's the latest one, Matt.
It probably isn't. It's one. I think it's the one that you sent me last week. So
can you pull one down off the Mid-Atlantic page?
I can see, yeah, but I'll have to get you guys to talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes while I go look.
Yeah, because I think the last one I saw, Section B, was almost completely full.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there was just very few. Well, the last chart I saw, Section B was almost completely full. There was like one space that was empty in the middle on the end, and it's filling up quickly. Yeah, and that's the advanced tickets too. So
Yep.
Yeah, that's all the ones that's already been paid for. The red dots are seats that have already been bought.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, anybody that's planning on coming to this show, I would go ahead and buy your tickets. And if not, get there early. We may end up having to turn people away. If we've already got that many. I mean, I know we got a lot of bleacher seats too.
Oh yeah.
A lot of bleacher seats, but keep in mind now, anybody who gets bleacher seats in advance, we're going to open the doors early for them to get in and pick the seats they want.
Right.
Yeah, and they'll get early access to the Rock and Roll Express too, as I understand.
Yeah, early access to
Get up that
Rock and
gimmick
Roll Express.
table.
That's right.
And I saw that gimmick table down in Spartanburg back in February, and I'm gonna tell you what, it's impressive. So if you are into wrestling memorabilia, you need to come and see the Rock and Roll Express for nothing else, just to see that gimmick table, because they have got a lot of nice stuff there. A lot of nice stuff.
Open up one of them posters over there, guys. I want to show it to these people.
Okay. All right. And let me go ahead and
It's raining up here, man. These hill girls are running around in the rain like there's a wet t-shirt prize at the end of the storm. Now, Matt, I'm going to show you this. Remember we was talking about this the other day. See this?
Yes.
That is a 2 foot by 3 foot laminated souvenir poster that's going to be signed by everybody on the show, including the Rock and Roll Express, and it will be raffled off that night. There are only 2 of these in existence.
Oh, wow.
Yes. 2
in existence, and everybody on the show is going to sign those.
Right. They're laminated so that they will last for a long time. They're going to be autographed by everybody on the show, including the Rock and Roll Express, and we are going to raffle them off at the end, sometime during the show that night. So
Sweet.
2 lucky fans will be the only 2 people in the world with those posters.
Yep. So here's the latest one, folks. That's what I'll stop the slideshow for, to pull it up. And as you can see, Brian Danzig was correct. Section B is nearly sold out. The front row is sold out except for Section C. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see that on podcast. But so the red tickets are already sold. The black squares are the seats still available. So there's 5 on the back row of Section B and then 1 on the second row. Plenty of seats left there's 2 seats left in the second row on Section A, plenty 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then surprisingly, Section C, the front row is still open and there's still 4 seats on the second row. Third row is sold out. And we were talking about that last week. I thought that was kind of strange, but nonetheless.
By request. They were requested.
So, but if you got
Where's
seats,
that? Where's section C at? Ain't that back there in the corner?
yes, it's back there in the corner to the right. If you walk in the door where Chastity and the table where they sell tickets, it's to the right of that.
I know who bought them tickets.
Oh, okay.
Am I right, Rick Diesel?
Yes, you are.
That maniacal laugh, I don't know. We might have a riot on our hands. I believe Kevin Phoenix is joining us. Yes, Kevin Phoenix, AIWF Mid-Atlantic champion and the executive vice president of the AIWF network, as well as soon to be stand-in on season 3 of the Righteous Gemstones. We got our fingers crossed he might get a speaking part this year. Don't know. We'll find out. But he was there, but then he disappeared. Kevin Phoenix, are you with us?
Yeah, I am here. Lottie Dottie, the champion's here. What's up?
Not much. I don't know. You joined my show, so the floor is yours, sir.
Oh man, I just wanted to be a spectator. I didn't want to, hop in, but I'll happily, add a line here or there if you need me to.
All right, absolutely. All right. So anyway, it all goes down in less than 2 weeks, wrestling fans. August the 20th. It's the 25th anniversary of Deal with the Steel. It started back in 1997 in Stewart, Virginia. We got the War Games. We got the Rock and Roll against the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws, and lots more. Smiling Diamond Dave, you and Brian Danzig were at the first one, just like I was. Memories of Deal with the Steel. Let's have a minute and talk about some of our favorite memories from Deal with the Steel over the years. I have to say that one of mine was at the first one when an unlikely challenger for the light heavyweight title named JT Sledge defeated Robert Roma at the time in what was considered a major upset, and had to be one of the luckiest things that ever happened, because the belt was on a pole on top of the cage, and the first person to retrieve it would win the title. Well, the referee had been blinded or compromised or something, and Robert Roma actually was up there and dropped the belt, and JT Sledge picked it up just as the referee turned around, and what do you know? Brand new light heavyweight champion, and the roof blew off the place. So that's one of the first things that come to mind when I think of Deal with the Steel. How about you? Who wants to go first?
The ones that I've attended was all good to me because it was something different that nobody else had done. And really the first one, I was really worried about the cage holding up, because that was hand built by 2 people. So, that was my fear. But a lot of the legacy goes back, so Brian's been inside it more than I have. So I'm gonna give him the floor because he's got a lot of memories inside of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do have a lot of memories inside the cage of Deal with Steel. I think one of my favorite matches was when I wrestled Daniel in the cage. That was just a really fun. It's always fun to wrestle somebody that you've teamed with and really well.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm back, guys. I had a phone call.
And we just went all out. And what I particularly liked about it was and once we were done fighting, we just stopped, and I believe David Webb was the referee that night, and then we both just and he was like, "You can't do that. You can't just stop." And I was like, "Well, yes, we can." And we put him through a glass door.
I remember that now. Yes. You guys were done fighting and just decided to walk out of the ring, and he tried to stop you, and that was a bad mistake.
Hey, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
All right. Oh, there's Trista. Hi, Trista. She's so happy to be on TV. You know, for some reason,
Grouchy as ever, don't she?
yes, but see, the funny thing about Trista, as much as she doesn't like television cameras, boy, when it comes to a still camera and posting on social media, boy, she is just as bad as any of us about
Yeah. Yeah,
craving
if it's a
the
still
camera.
camera, she's a camera hog, boy.
Yeah.
You notice Rick Diesel it was that split second. Hey Matt, watch this, and it was boom boom. He didn't hold it on her long.
Well, I got to tell you, he's got it back on her now. And I got to tell you something, Trista. I tried the new lemonade concoctions that you guys have invented this weekend, where you put the apple flavoring inside the lemonade or the cotton candy flavoring inside the lemonade.
I'm sorry.
And those are freaking fantastic. Oh my God. I am so totally hooked on those things. So believe me, you're getting plenty of return on your investment for sponsorship just from me. Go ahead.
He waved me off.
Oh, okay. Well, those things are delicious. If you hadn't tried them, we'll get to the tease treat spot here in just a second. This is back in 2014, I believe, and I'm glad this photo's in black and white because Ty Tyson was a bloody mess that night after the War Games, and he's willing to do that again against the Fighters Club coming up on August 20th at the War Games inside the steel cage. So we are looking forward to that. It should be gruesome, if nothing else.
Yeah, it certainly will.
Matt, that is not the correct photo of Ty Tyson from that monumental night.
It's not.
That is not the picture of Ty Tyson almost dying in a chair is not. Yeah, that's the picture. Ty Tyson is slumped over, bleeding profusely, hung over in a chair.
Well, I've seen that one, but I thought maybe this was from when they got him cleaned up. You know,
No. Because look at the fork scars on his head there. They're pretty healed.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was that night where the fork got stuck in his head.
They're debating over which photo that is of you.
Oh well, Rick Diesel's got Ty Tyson in the food truck there. Maybe he'll enlighten us.
But that's definitely
that photo. Hey! How come you don't show my picture?
no one cares about you.
Yeah.
See your picture.
Yeah, we see your
I
picture.
just wanted to know. No, they're debating over that picture that's on your Facebook, where that came from.
We're gonna find out.
You
later.
want
ain't paying no attention, man.
Ty Tyson to talk, and you got him in the food trailer where there's food. Have you lost your mind?
Yeah. Well,
I did find out how that
I said that was Season's Beatings. That picture there was from.
Oh, okay.
No way, Dad! I slid off a goddamn freezer.
Well, that makes perfect sense. Send me that one to promote Deal with the Steel. Anyway, all right. So, well, we don't have the phone with us tonight, so let's move on. We're to the finals of the Top Gun tournament. It's going to be Playa against Alex Bryant in the finals. We saw a Playa this week.
Hey, man, I got to run. The rain's calming down a little bit, so I got to jump off here and get back to work.
All right. Well, have a good night. Remember, folks, it's $40 carload night at the fair tonight. $40 gets you and up to 8 people in, and your rides are included. So if you're in Mount Airy, head over to the fairgrounds right now. So thank you, Rick Diesel, for joining us. But all right, folks. So Alex Bryant
matches on the network.
is taking on Playa in the finals of the Top Gun tournament.
Oh, really? I'd like to watch that.
Yeah.
And so Playa made a lot of noise at the fair this weekend, suffered an eye injury, but he's going up against Alex Bryant. Gentlemen, any thoughts? We'll start with you, Brian Danzig, and move around the room. Any thoughts, predictions about this matchup coming up at Deal with the Steel?
Well, I think it's a toss-up. Both these guys went through a lot of top competitors to get to this matchup. So Playa is he's more of a roughhouse kind of guy. Alex Bryant more technical, but both are very impressive athletes in their own way. If The only thing is the fact that the match is going to be in a steel cage. I would give the fact that it is in a steel cage would give a slight advantage to Playa, with him being more of the brawler, and using the cage as a weapon. But that doesn't mean that Alex Bryant couldn't walk out of the cage as the winner. But like I said, just the environment in and of itself, I would think would give Playa the slight advantage.
Yeah, and the steel cage will help too, because Playa's been having a lot of trouble with tables lately, and so that would help keep those contained.
Yeah.
Yes, it certainly would. Yeah, a lot of trouble with tables.
Lots of trouble with tables. Those pesky tables.
This guy has not met a table that he likes.
No, not at all. I don't think they like him either, or iPhone.
And I don't blame the tables one bit.
No, not at all. Smiling Dave, how do you see this one going down?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Matt, Alex Bryant was trained or by James Anthony, or James Anthony helped train him. Me, I got to give the advantage from the coaching of James Anthony and stuff. I got to give the advantage to Alex Bryant because, I believe he's going to bring something. Like Brian said, he's more of a technical, scientific, but I believe he's going to bring something to the table that player ain't going to know how to deal with. So if I was a betting man, I'd be slapping odds down on Alex Bryant.
Well, it certainly ought to be interesting. Kevin Phoenix, would you like to weigh in on this, or are you going to remain neutral in this argument?
I'm going to remain neutral, but when Rick Diesel and I sat down and we thought about a tournament that could bring the other affiliates together and to see what we had in mind and see what it's coming down to for the finals is quite spectacular. You got to remember, this started with 4 different promotions.
That's right.
32 superstars, pro wrestlers entered this tournament to be the best in their promotion and then to be the best in the AIWF to represent those 4 affiliates and become the top gun. So Alex Bryant representing RWC, Player representing Excalibur, AIWF Mid-Atlantic got booted out in the semifinals, and AWS as well. So to see Alex Bryant versus Player is going to be great. But one thing you guys are forgetting about Player did come from C4W, AIWF school in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so let's not, Player definitely has the AIWF background, just like Alex Bryant would have with the training with James Anthony. So end of the day, I am curious to see who will be the, top gun.
It's amazing. And I've said this before, but it goes without saying again, but I will say it anyway. This day and age, there's so many independents out there. The fact that we were able to get 4 independent promotions to cooperate on this tournament, that in itself is just amazing to me. Just amazing to me that we were able to, and there's nobody else from the Mid-Atlantic does not have a representative in the final, and so, yeah, I'm a little disappointed in that, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, okay, this is picking up steam. It lends credibility to the other promotions. It makes people say, hey, will you guys do this again next year? And me personally, as successful as this thing has been, if the finals turn out to be as good as the semis and the quarterfinals, holy crap, man, I would love to see I would love to see it done again next year,
Well, I see it. I mean, just don't do it as successful as it's been this time. Don't do it once and put it on the back burner. Bring it back again. Bring it back better. And I see a real success that Rick Diesel and Kevin Phoenix and whoever else had their hands in on this tournament. I see a real success in it, and it can only go up and get better. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, because I know every match that I have seen that was part that was part of the Top Gun tournament that I witnessed myself was a top tier match. Every single one of them. Again, because it was the best of the best from 4 different promotions, and now it comes down to these two. And like I said, I give the slight advantage to Playa, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Alex Bryant walk out the winner. I was very impressed with him in his matchup when he won. So yeah, he could just as easily walk out of the match. And either one of these guys, when they walk out of the winner of this matchup, is going to just catapult their careers. They're going to it's going to be a real feather in their cap to go to any AIWF promotion and say that you were the winner of this tournament. It's going to be a really big deal for whoever walks out the winner of this matchup.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Also a deal with the steel. The AIWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Kevin Phoenix defends against Caden Pierre. Gentlemen, this is going to be something. Caden Pierre is just beloved by the fans. They are completely crazy about him. Especially Johnny Reb loves this guy. And,
Well, of course he does. What's not to love?
I mean,
can we get him a teeny tiny flag to just put right above this, like right on his rear end?
A rebel flag. Oh Lord.
Or just a little JR, just right above. Yeah, sorry. I'm a troublemaker.
Boy, I tell you what, there'd be a lot of fans in the audience that would be very confused by that presentation.
I tell you what, if I can find a small enough rebel flag, don't think I won't bring it.
Well, I don't know if he still sets up, but when I lived in Bassett, there was a guy down there that would sell them by the truckload every Saturday morning. Now they're the old community center at the corner of 57 and Blackberry Road. So I don't know if he's still there because I've been gone from Bassett for several years now. But anyway, Kevin Phoenix squares off against Caden Pierre. Caden Pierre has been in this company for a long time now and has seen a lot of success. He built up the Pink Gang to be an incredible force. That kind of fell apart around him, but yet he remains steadfast, like a rock. He's still here. And if you ask him, what about the Pink Gang? He'll look at you and he'll say, I am the Pink Gang. There is no Pink Gang without Caden Pierre. So, but he's got his work cut out for him. Kevin Phoenix and Caden Pierre one-on-one inside a steel cage. This time it is for the title. Gentlemen, your analysis, please. Dave, you go first this time.
Well, yeah, I really believe, take one of Jim Ross's old saying, it's going to be a real slobber knocker. I've been inside a cage with Kevin Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
I know what Kevin Phoenix is capable of. I know what Kevin Phoenix is capable of doing when that door is locked and you can't get out. I know the tricks that he has up his sleeve. So I believe Caden's going to have his hands full with Kevin Phoenix, and I ain't saying it because Kevin Phoenix is sitting there listening. I'm saying it from experience. But in the same respect, I believe that Kevin might have his hands full from I don't want to say speed, but Caden's ability just to do whatever, whenever, just at the drop of a hat. Am I making sense? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he's got that cheerleading background. I've talked to Caden in depth about that, and he's got that incredible leaping ability. And most of the, most of the moves, Caden's not a super heavyweight by any stretch of the imagination. He's very tall and he's very lanky, and he has the ability. I'm telling you, he can probably dunk a basketball with his eyes closed. The guy can jump so high. It's incredible. And so he can come at you all different kinds of ways. And Brian, that is a recipe for disaster if you're Kevin Phoenix, I would think.
Oh yeah, it certainly is. Caden definitely has the speed and agility advantage. Kevin Phoenix has the strength and experience advantage. But again, like Dave said, I don't know how many times Caden Pierre has been in the cage, but I know Kevin Phoenix has been in the cage quite a bit. I would imagine he has more experience in the cage. And I'm wondering how the cage will affect. I know Caden likes to bounce off of the ring ropes in a lot of his maneuvers. The cage may interfere with some of those maneuvers. He may be able to use it to his advantage, or it could be, like I said, the cage could actually get in his way and with some of those moves. So he'll have to take that into consideration, and so if I had to give anybody, taking that into consideration, like I said, if this were just a regular match, I really wouldn't be able to call one way or the other. The fact that it's in the steel cage, I would give the slight advantage to Kevin Phoenix.
Kevin Phoenix, I know you're here.
Wait a minute, before Kevin speaks, let's remind everybody that the champion, Kevin Phoenix, is undefeated at Deal with the Steel since he's been in AIWF.
I was not aware of that statistic. Easy for me to say.
So experience and knowledge of the cage. Kevin Phoenix is hands down would be the favorite inside the cage. The man's undefeated. What can you say? I mean,
It's times like this. I'm kind of glad I'm the host, because on the NFL shows, the host never predicts, has to make a prediction. And this is one of those matches I'm very glad I don't have to, because it could go either way. Kevin Phoenix, is there something you'd like to say to or about your challenger while we discuss this match?
Yes, Matt. So, like Dave said, I am undefeated. Okay, I want you to really think about what that means. And the biggest show the AIWF has to offer, I am undefeated. I am 7-0. Nobody else in the AIWF can say they have a undefeated streak, at least like that, at Deal with the Steel. I've beaten TR Superstar. I've won Money in the Piggy Bank. I've beaten Sin Crawley. I've beaten the great and Hall of Famer himself, Mr. Commish. I've won War Games. I've beaten Mickey Folk. I've beaten former WWE superstar Gangrel. Caden Pierre is going to go into the cage. And just like Dave said, when that door closes, you're going to see a different Phoenix. You're not going to see the Phoenix that's been having fun this last year, that's been playing around and joking around, not taking anybody serious. I realize Caden Pierre is a threat, but not a threat that I know I can't handle. Caden Pierre will do what he does best. He will get down on his knees and he will look up at me and he will say, I am the best, I am the greatest, and I am still AIWF Mid-Atlantic champion.
Wow. Okay.
Well, now let's don't forget also the night that Kevin Phoenix pinned me at Deal with the Steel. He turned around after the beatdown that I gave him, and he won the AIWF heavyweight title from Johnny
Johnny Pierre.
Yeah. So, really, instead of 7-0, he ought to be 8-0, because that night he won 2 matches. He did win AIWF world title that night.
I unfortunately haven't been able to go to the Fright Night shows in the last. Well, you said this was a Deal with the Steel with you and him. I think I missed on. Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, I need to pay some bills real quick here. So let's talk about our firstborn sponsor is Branch Management. They are a tree service that operates in the Mount Airy, Surry County area of North Carolina. They can help you with branches that are maybe too close to structures, normal pruning, or complete tree removal. They offer very competitive rates and free estimates and are here to serve you. You may also be eligible for a $100 referral bonus. Now, Branch Management has a new phone number, so check it out here. For the tree service, it's 336-755-8204. That's 336-755-8204 for the tree service and the $100 referral bonus. Branch Management also does general landscaping, gutter cleaning, and pressure washing. Now, that's a separate number. Those of you watching can see it on your screen there. It's 336-648-2487. That's 336-648-2487. That is Branch Management. And be sure when you call Branch Management, you tell them you heard about it right here on AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Also, real quickly, Tees Treats is a food truck service that operates out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, that is available in most parts of the state and can be at multiple locations at the same time. They have a full menu, including hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, milkshakes, ice cream, many varieties of funnel cakes, and now feature mini donuts. They allowed me to see the contraption that makes the mini donuts at the fair this past Saturday night, and it was fascinating to me how fast they can make those mini donuts. So, and they are plum delicious. When it comes to delicious quality as well as reasonable prices, you cannot beat Tees Treats. You can find out more information about Tees Treats on Facebook.com/Tees Treats, or you can give them a call at 336-755-8204. That's 336-755-8204. Now, they will be at the Surry County Fair until this coming Sunday, I believe, is the last day of the fair, and then they'll hit the road again. So right now, you can see them at the Surry County Fair. We encourage you to go out there tonight. It's $40 a carload. So we encourage you to go out there and take advantage of that. Gentlemen, they have a drink. I was telling Trista about it earlier. I absolutely love it. They take lemonade and they can add flavors to it. They add apple flavor that makes it taste just like an apple Jolly Rancher, which is delicious. I love. They've got cotton candy and I can't remember what else, but it's this great lemonade. It makes my mouth water just thinking about it. It's so good. So if you're out there, ask them about that new loaded lemonade they got. It's absolutely fantastic. So, all right.
Hey, I need to go to work in that food trailer. I can load their lemonade for them.
It's delicious, man. Oh, okay. We're also on TikTok. You can search AIWF Mid-Atlantic. So, gentlemen, we got a few minutes left to go in the program here this week. We've got we'll be at the fair again this Saturday night. I won't be there. I'm going to North Wilkesboro, but we will be at the fair this Saturday night. And then of course on the 20th, at Deal with the Steel on August 20th at 7:30, the Rock and Roll Express against the Mid-Atlantic Outlaws. Last time in Mount Airy for the Rock and Roll Express. It ought to be absolutely fantastic. And gentlemen, so I just kind of like, we could do a roundtable discussion here. What's going on in wrestling, be it AIWF Mid-Atlantic or around the national scene or any other indies that has your attention, has got your ears perked up right now that you're real interested in?
Yeah. Can I go first, Matt?
Absolutely.
All right. So one thing I saw, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I could be wrong because it is the internet and social media.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct in seeing that CYN, Control Your Own Narrative, has pretty much an affiliate program now?
Yes, I'm pretty sure you are. You're right on that.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, they are trying to do a AIWF affiliate program. So once again, duplicated,
what is it? Does it say imitation is the greatest form of flattery?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's cool, man. Good for you guys. I mean, more power to you.
Yeah. So, but hey, I was just thinking, like, hey, that means more people in the promotion are willing to open up and willing to work together. So I guess that's still a step in the right direction for all of pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Unity in wrestling. Who would have thought it, man? I mean, it's actually hearkening back to the territory days. You stay in my backyard, you stay out of my backyard, I'll stay out of your backyard, but let's trade wrestlers. So maybe, I mean, things are going to change in the landscape of the national promotions. I mean, we know Tony Khan with AEW has a lot of people signed for 3 and 5 years. So he's not going anywhere unless the company just goes belly up. WWE is probably going to be put on up for sale and sold to NBC, at some point in the next, the TV deals are going to be up for grabs again in 2 more years, I believe, 2 or 3 more years. So, I mean, it could be a situation where there could be somebody out there that's running shows on the independent scene that could be, poised to rise to national prominence, whether it be Billy Corgan and NWA down in Atlanta. It could be anybody.
Well, hello. They're also now, WOW is now starting to run more shows. I can't remember who is doing it, but I did see on the internet that they're actually going to start running more shows and have a TV or internet deal coming out. So that's Women of Wrestling. So I was pretty excited to see that, because right now, if you want to watch women's wrestling, you have to watch it on Pluto, and you have to watch like old stuff. So that's pretty exciting because, there's a lot of really good women workers out there right now, or wrestlers. So that was pretty exciting to see. So
does anybody know where WOW is based out of? Are they out of Los Angeles, or does anybody know where that promotion's based out of? Don't know.
No, I don't know.
Let's see if I can't put it in my old Google machine right here and see if I find out. But yeah, that's very good news. Hey, you said something about women's wrestling on Pluto, but it was the old stuff. What are you talking about? Like Glow and PAL
Pluto has a whole old school, a wrestling channel, and sometimes at like 6 o'clock they'll have women's wrestling on, and they will show Glow, like old Glow, like the Las Vegas, like good Glow, which is really exciting because I grew up on that, and that's one of the reasons I really was into women's wrestling, even though it's not really wrestling, but I really, it's really fun to watch. So, but it's pretty exciting to watch. So,
yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'll have to check that out. I got Pluto on the Roku device. I just don't look at it very much. Women of Wrestling. Let's see, television program.
Okay, I found it. They have a multi-year deal with Viacom, CBS. So
yeah, that's right. I saw something on Twitter. Somebody was at their television taping.
It's set to launch September of 2022, so soon.
Yeah.
Next month.
Wow, that's awesome. Let's see. Most about David. Wow, okay. David McLean is in charge of this.
That's where, yeah. And the article here is talking to Tessa Blanchard.
Mm-hmm. I thought they just fired her.
Well, maybe they did. So, but anyway.
Looks like they
well, this is a June 22 article, so this is brand new article. Anyway.
At the Belasco. It sounds like a place in Las Vegas. I wonder if that's where their TV is. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. So who knows? Maybe we're going to see the resurgence of the independents, and it'll be the 90s all over again. I don't know if we'll ever see the wrestling ratings as big as they were back in those days, when WCW was getting a 5.4 and WWE was getting a 5.2 and that type of thing. But certainly big news across the wrestling world all the way around. Don't you agree, gentlemen?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see a company get as big as the WWE was in the 90s, but I think that you're going to see a lot more successful smaller promotions all over the country and really all over the world. I think you're going to see I think that's going to be the future of wrestling. I think there's going to be 2 or 3 big companies, and then there's going to be all these big tier independents and then lower and lower, there's just going to be, I think that's going to be the way wrestling is going to be from now on, in my opinion. That's what I see.
Smiling Diamond
And I
Dave.
think
Well, if you look, Brian's got a point. I mean, what you got right now, you got WWE, you got AEW, you got Billy Corgan and NWA, and the independent scene has branched out.
Mhm.
You see more independence. You see, and I'm not being ugly, but you see better talent that they're bringing out than what it was back in our day on independent. You know what I'm saying? Top tier talent in all the independent federations. The AIWF, all of our affiliates, has got some great top tier talent in every organization that is affiliate of the AIWF. And I got to side with Brian because that's what it's going to look like. You're going to have you 2 or 3, and then the rest of the wrestling world and everything is going to be your independent organizations.
Right.
because the thing is, one of the signs that independent wrestling is so big right now, I think a lot of guys, that's why they want to work for Impact and for AEW, is because they still want to work the indies. It's like if they work for WWE, they're not allowed to work on the indies. And these guys, they want to get out there, they want to wrestle, they want to get their names out there, and they want to wrestle everywhere. And the way they can do that is they can work for a big company like Impact, like AEW, and also work the indies. I think a lot of these guys, that's a factor in whether or not they go to the WWE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So look, listen here. It says, "Wow, Women of Wrestling is an American professional wrestling promotion founded in 2000 by David McLean, who also founded the iconic 1980s promotion Glow. WOW is based in Los Angeles, California, and is owned by McLean and Los Angeles Lakers owner-president Jeannie Buss." How about that? So McLean's got some big money behind it, that's for sure.
Yeah, certainly does.
And I always thought I always thought David McLean was hokey. I always thought he was hokey, but it was still funny. It was just so over the top. He had that office and that phone booth on the side of the street in Los Angeles, and then it was on the side of the strip in Las Vegas. And I always thought that was just so funny, a wrestling promoter. Because, you always heard like Jim Crockett started out in the back of a convenience store, but to see a guy actually in a phone booth with a desk, and all crammed in there tight and trying to cut deals over the phone was just hilarious. And, I know
it was.
I know back in the 80s, like the guys that, kayfabe was still a big thing, and a lot of guys did not like Glow whatsoever. But, I remember the little girls in school talking about Glow every week. They watched it, they were into it. So, and like you just heard Reagan say, it got her interested in wrestling. So,
and that's where Ivory came from.
Yep, that's right. That's where Ivory came from. I always take it for granted that everybody knows that, but a lot of people don't. And so Ivory's had a huge influence on wrestling throughout the years. Not only was she the cornerstone of Glow, she was also the cornerstone of Right to Censor with Stevie Richards. They successfully slayed the demon known as the Attitude Era and brought us PG WWE, which almost drove the business into the ground. So they done a lot for the business, but they almost destroyed it too. So, every time I see Stevie Richards, I want to be like, it's all your fault, man. The Right to Censor won. So if you don't know what we're talking about, younger wrestling fans, all I can do is tell you to just go back and look it up. The Right to Censor.
Right, yeah, it's on the network. Just go back a few years, you'll find it.
Oh, and they had the most annoying music too, with that alarm going off, and
yeah.
if you were in the building, it was just it was just ear piercing, it's a wonder, there weren't people running out of there with their ears bleeding and going deaf and all that kind of stuff from that music. Oh my goodness. All right. So, all right, guys, we're about out of time. Any final thoughts, Kevin, Dave, Brian, before we hit the road and head for the fair this weekend?
I'm just looking forward to all the talent that's going to be at Deal with the Steel on the 20th. The Rock and Roll Express, it's their last time in Mount Airy on their farewell tour. It's going to be spectacular, as you say, Matt. It's going to be top-notch talent all the way around. The Top Gun, the finals are the same night tournament. Kevin Phoenix defending his title against Caden Pierre. I'm just really looking forward to it.
Absolutely, Brian.
Yeah, same here. I'm really looking forward to Deal with the Steel. Looking forward to seeing not only the last time I'll see the Rock and Roll Express in a ring, it'll be the last time I see them in a cage. So that adds even more excitement to it. So yeah, and all the other matches, it's going to be, like Dave said, top tier talent from beginning to end. So I can't wait.
Kevin Phoenix, you're muted.
Okay, cool. All right. So like I was saying, man, like everybody else said, Deal with the Steel. It is literally right around the corner now. Like it's here. And having most of the matches announced, the Top Gun finals, the War Games, the Mid-Atlantic title, me and Caden Pierre, the Rock and Roll Express, like that alone should be a reason for people to go ahead, get these advance tickets, get them before they sell out. Because that's not even the whole card. That's not even all the matches, and it's just going to get better from there. But if you have not gotten a ticket, I urge you, you have to get a ticket for this event. If you have not seen the seating charts, Brian Danzig was right. One section is almost sold out. Like it's going to sell out, guys. That floor is going to sell out. It's not an if. It's not an if it will. It's when it will. It will sell out. It will sell out. And
yes, definitely.
Even though there's no bad seat in that building, you're going to want to be on the floor for something like that. You're going to want to be that close to the action because there's still good seats in the bleachers. But, there's something about having your own seat, something about, guaranteeing that I'm going to be sitting right there in the action. I may end up getting somebody's blood on me or sweat on me because, like I said, it's Deal with the Steel. We all know it. There's going to be blood. There's going to be blood. Yeah. There's going to be tears of enjoyment, tears of pain. There's going to be the crowd might bust into a riot. This crowd has been so hot for Jack and the Fighters Club and Ty Tyson, and they're all going to be in the same ring at the same time. It's going to be monumental. So August 20th, get your tickets and be there.
Yeah, chances are you will not get blood on you, folks. Don't worry about that. We're just
hold up. No, don't lie to these people. Don't lie to these people. Because think about it. We've got new modifications. We've got new modifications to this cage.
Mm-hmm.
So the cage, one side of the cage is going to be closer than ever now. And you don't think that a person like me would purposely try and get Caden Pierre's blood on somebody else? Come on, of course I would. I would purposely try to do that.
Awesome.
That's right.
Oh, by the way, for those of you who bought tickets at Ringside, there are no refunds, by the way. No refunds.
Can I say that when I was a mark, I got a shirt with Brian Danzig's blood on it when I was a mark, when I first started coming. So somebody might get a shirt with Kevin Phoenix's blood on it. Just saying.
Hey, all right.
Or they
autographed it too.
He did autograph it.
And I remember the joy in my heart when I was in an ECW show back in the day and New Jack threw a bloody T-shirt right at me, and how how much I enjoyed that moment, and and how it sticks in my mind to this very day. How much I love and thought of New Jack after that. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, hey, you know, but no refunds. Brownpapertickets.com. Brownpapertickets.com. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Apple or Spotify or any of the audio platforms, look in the description. I'll have the links there as well. All right. So anyway, Deal with the Steel comes up on August 20th. Surry County Fair. We'll have shows there this Saturday night, August 13th. It's a lot of wrestling excitement going on in the month of August, and we certainly hope to see you there. And it's just going to be absolutely fantastic. Going to be a lot of fun. And Deal with the Steel, more announcements will be coming in the next few days and couple of weeks regarding that show. So for Kevin Phoenix, the AIWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Commissioner Smiling Diamond Dave, and the Hall of Famer Brian Danzig, I am Mad Matt Carter, wishing you a very good night. We'll see you next week, fans. And until then, so long for now.
Good night.